Help me to reach 2,000 subscribers. I never imagined a phone screen could feel like a blade pressed against my throat, but there I was, staring at my husband's hand as he slowly placed my phone on the dining table in front of me. The screen flashed with a notification. A message from someone I swore I would delete. Someone I should have deleted long ago. His voice was quiet. Too quiet. Who is he? My heart clenched. The room suddenly felt smaller, the walls heavy with silence. The smell of garlic from the dinner I had cooked lingered, but even that comforting scent suddenly felt suffocating. My fork slipped from my fingers and clinked against the plate. That single sound seemed to echo forever. I swallowed, struggling for breath. You saw that? He didn't blink. His eyes held something I couldn't name. It wasn't anger. Not yet. Not heartbreak. Something colder. I saw everything. My chest tightened until it hurt. I thought I would scream or run or collapse, but instead I sat frozen. My pulse hammered in my ears. It was only messages, I whispered, even though I knew that wasn't true. Messages were how it started. How everything fell apart. His jaw twitched. Don't lie to me. I gave you a chance to come clean. A tremor ran through me. He had suspected. He had waited. And I had chosen silence. I dropped my gaze to the floor. I never meant for it to go that far. He didn't move. But it did. The truth sat heavy between us. My throat burned. My mind scrambled for justification, but every thought sounded hollow and ugly. I had betrayed the one person who had stood by me through every storm. And worst of all, I couldn't explain why. Not in a way that made sense. It wasn't passion. It wasn't love. It was weakness. Escapism. Curiosity mixed with loneliness after months of emotional distance I refused to speak about. But none of that mattered here. How long? He asked. A few months, I breathed. His fingers curled into fists. He nodded once, then pushed his chair back slowly. The scrape of wood against tile sliced through my nerves like a knife. I expected shouting, crying, breaking plates. Something dramatic and loud. But instead, he walked to the sink, turned on the faucet, and quietly began washing the dishes. As if nothing had happened. As if my confession meant nothing. That silence terrified me more than rage ever could. Say something, I whispered. Water rushed against porcelain. He didn't look at me. I am thinking. My stomach knotted. He had always been steady, calm, rational. I once found that comforting. Now it felt like watching a ticking bomb disguised in stillness. I love you, I blurted, voice cracking. Do you? He asked calmly. The question punched the air from my lungs. Tears burned behind my eyes. I made a mistake. You made many, he corrected. His voice stayed eerily even. I clutched the table edge. Please don't shut me out like this. He finally turned to me, drying his hands on a towel. His expression was unreadable. Not cold. Not furious. Something deeper. Something unreadable and terrifying. I am not shutting you out. I am deciding. Deciding what? If losing you will hurt me more than keeping you. My breath stopped. The world tilted under me. I had prepared for screaming, accusations, thrown objects. Not this brutal, surgical honesty. Just talk to me, I begged. Let me explain. I know enough already. He walked past me and paused near the doorway. You should sleep in the other room tonight. My lips parted. Is that punishment? His voice was flat. No. Punishment implies emotion. Right now, I am observing. The floor felt like ice beneath my bare feet. Observing what? How it feels to detach from you. A shock of fear shot through me, sharp and sudden. Please don't talk like that. He gave me one long, unreadable look. My husband. My safe place. My home. Except now, he looked like a stranger trying on indifference just to see how it fits. It's late, he said simply. Then he turned and walked upstairs without another word. The sound of his footsteps felt like a verdict I wasn't ready for. I sat alone at the table, shaking, staring at the untouched food, my heart crumbling like wet paper. I wanted to scream. To rewind time. To claw back every message, every lie, every stolen moment. Instead, I whispered into the stillness, "What have I done?" My phone vibrated again. A new message from him. The man I should never have let into my life. The spark that began the fire that now threatened to burn everything I love. "Are you okay? I miss you." I didn't reply. I couldn't. For the first time, staring at that name didn't thrill me. It made me sick. Upstairs, I heard the bedroom door close. Softly. Final. I stayed at that table long after the food went cold, long after the tears dried. That night, the house felt different. Not empty, but haunted by the version of me I had killed with my own choices. I knew one thing with horrifying clarity. Tomorrow, he wouldn't be the same. And neither would I. I barely slept. Every hour, every minute, every second felt like waiting for a sentence I already feared was carved in stone. When morning sunlight slipped through the curtains, I felt it like an interrogation lamp instead of hope. He was already awake. Already dressed. Sitting calmly at the edge of the bed when I walked in, clutching a trembling apology that felt smaller than dust. He didn't look at me. He stared straight ahead, hands folded, like he was preparing for a meeting. Or a funeral. "Can we talk?" I whispered. "We will, but not like this." His tone was steady, controlled. The opposite of me. I was a storm. He was the eye in the middle of it. Still. Unreachable. Terrifying. "I want to fix this," I said, voice raw. "I will do anything. Therapy. Cut him off forever. Change numbers. Move cities, anything." "I know you will," he replied. Something in his voice made my skin prickle. It wasn't forgiveness. It was certainty. Like he had already made plans long before I confessed. I sat on the bed slowly. "What are you thinking?" He finally turned his eyes to mine, and for the first time since last night, I saw something there, a flicker of devastation hiding behind control. It broke me. "You chose him," he said softly. "Not once. Not by accident. Repeatedly." I shook my head violently. "I chose you. I stayed. I came home. I ended it." "You ended nothing," he replied. "He still texts you." My throat tightened. He wasn't wrong. But I didn't reply. "You thought about it though." Silence fell like a blade. I looked down at my hands, ashamed of every thought I ever allowed to grow wild inside me. "I was lonely," I whispered. "I felt like you weren't here anymore, even when you were." His jaw tightened. "So instead of talking to me, you found someone else." The truth tasted like poison. I made a terrible mistake. He stood up, suddenly, but not aggressively. Just enough movement to make my heart race. He walked to the window and spoke without turning. "I prayed last night that I would wake up angry. That anger would make this easier." A tear slid down my cheek. And I didn't wake up angry. I woke up clear. Those words scared me more than shouting ever could. "What does that mean?" "It means," he said slowly, "I am not punishing you. I am freeing us." My breath caught. "Are you leaving me?" He turned, finally meeting my eyes. "No. I want you to leave." The world went silent. The floor beneath me seemed to disappear. "What?" "You need space to feel what you threw away. You need to see what life looks like without me before you decide if this marriage means anything." My voice shook. "You want me to move out?" "Yes. But I thought you were deciding if you wanted to stay with me." He nodded. "I am. And this is part of that decision." It felt surreal. Like he was pulling the rug from under my entire existence with gentle hands and calm eyes. "Where am I supposed to go?" "Your choice. But you are not staying here." Tears blurred everything. "You're pushing me away to punish me." "No." His voice was calm, but final. "I am watching if you come back willingly, or if distance leads you right back to him." I felt like a child suddenly, small and terrified. "What if I come back?" "Then we rebuild," he said. "Slowly. From ashes." "And if I don't?" His expression didn't change. Then you never truly loved me, and this ends clean. My chest burned. You're testing me. No. I am allowing consequences to find you naturally. It was the most heartbreakingly rational revenge I had ever seen. Not rage. Not destruction. Just calculated distance. Space. Silence. A mirror held up to my betrayal. When do I have to leave? I whispered. Today. My legs went numb. I felt myself sinking, collapsing into the mattress. Please don't do this. I need you. I choose you. I regret everything. I know. His voice softened, and that softness hurt the most. But regret is not repair. And love is not proven by staying comfortable. I covered my face with shaking hands. I am terrified. So am I, he replied quietly. But you were brave enough to risk us for something meaningless. Now be brave enough to earn us back. I sobbed into my palms. The air felt sharp in my lungs. I had expected anger, begging, fights. Not this. Not emotional exile disguised as love. He walked past me and placed a folded envelope on the bed. Money. For a month. After that, your choices tell me the truth. I stared at the envelope like it was a sentence and salvation at once. His voice gentled one last time. Go find clarity. Or go find him. Either way, I will know where your heart truly stands. I reached for him instinctively, but he stepped back, shaking his head. No more touching until you come back as mine. That line shattered me. Not loud. Not violent. Just final. I packed quietly. Every folded shirt felt like a memory slipping through my fingers. He didn't watch me leave the house. He stayed upstairs. And somehow, that hurt more than any goodbye. As I stepped outside with my suitcase, my phone buzzed again. Are you free today? I want to see you. This time, I didn't hesitate. I blocked him. Then I stared at our house, my chest aching, and whispered, please let me earn my way home. I walked down the street alone, with no guarantees waiting ahead, only the weight of my choices and the terrifying hope that consequences might save what love nearly destroyed. And that was the twist. He didn't throw me away. He forced me to choose if I would fight to return, or quietly disappear like someone who never deserved him at all.